You think you know the power of your words. You think sharing your thoughts, your fears, your dreams, your plans makes you closer to people, makes you stronger, but in reality, it makes you weaker. Every word you speak leaves a trail that can be followed, dissected, and used against you. Every secret you reveal is a key handed to someone else, someone who may not have your best interests at heart. The world around you is filled with people smiling, nodding, pretending they care, but who really does? How many of them will use your vulnerabilities as weapons, quietly, while you trust them blindly? You are more exposed than you realize, and every day you hand pieces of your life to strangers, to friends, to family, as if trust were limitless, as if nothing could touch you. But let me tell you something few understand. True power is silent. True strength is invisible. The moment you speak too much, the moment you reveal too much, you lose control. You lose the edge. You lose yourself. Stoics understood this centuries ago. They knew that the world is not your ally. They knew that people will judge, envy, manipulate, and betray, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes with intent. And they knew that the only way to stay unshakable is to protect your inner world, to guard your thoughts, your plans, your desires and your fears, as if your life depended on it, because it does. Today I'm going to take you into a world most men, and even women, ignore. A world where silence is strength, discretion is power, and the things you never say are the things that define you. By the time this is over, you will see why revealing less, acting more, and controlling your inner world is not just a philosophy, it's a weapon. If you continue to expose yourself to the wrong people, if you continue to hand them pieces of your mind, your money, your life, they will use it, and you will never even see it coming. So listen closely. This is not about being cold. This is not about hiding everything. This is about understanding the rules of power, trust and survival in a world that doesn't owe you mercy. By the end, you will know the 10 rules of silence and discretion that separate the strong from the weak, the masters from the pawns, the respected from the manipulated. The question is simple. Are you ready to stop giving your power away? Rule 1. Silence is power. People talk too much. People share too much. People believe that being loud, being expressive, being constantly visible will make them important. But in truth, it does the exact opposite. Every word you speak is a thread that can be pulled. Every confession is a door that can be opened. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not weakness. Silence is armor. Silence is a shield that hides your intentions, your plans, your vulnerabilities. It is the first rule of surviving in a world where every word can be turned into a weapon. Think about it. How many times has someone used your own words against you? A casual comment, a joke, a small frustration, and suddenly it's twisted, manipulated, turned into a tool for someone else's gain. People underestimate the power of saying nothing. They believe that staying quiet is a sign of fear, but the opposite is true. People who understand silence know that not reacting is a form of control. By not revealing what you think, what you feel, what you plan, you retain the only thing that cannot be taken from you, your inner power. The ancient Stoics knew this. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." I would add, power consists not in speaking freely, but in speaking carefully, or not at all. Observe those around you. People complain, they vent, they expose themselves on social media, in conversations, in emails, in texts, and every single word they release is ammunition. Silence, on the other hand, builds tension, curiosity, respect. Silence makes people wonder. Silence makes people cautious. Silence makes people afraid to cross you. This is the first rule. Stop giving your power away through words. Before you speak, ask yourself, does this serve me? Does this strengthen me? Or am I handing a weapon to someone else? Some people will call this paranoia. Some will call it cold. But those who master the art of silence are the ones who move through the world untouched, unshaken, unstoppable. Silence is not about isolation. It is about control. It is about deciding who deserves to hear your thoughts and who doesn't. It is about creating a space inside yourself that no one can enter without permission. And here's the truth. The quieter you are, the louder your presence becomes. People will notice your calm. People will notice your restraint. People will notice the way you never overreact, the way you never explain yourself unnecessarily. And in that quiet, In that invisible control lies your true strength. Rule 2. Conceal your intentions. People reveal too much. They let their desires slip. They talk about what they want, what they plan, who they admire, who they fear. And in doing so they leave a trail, like breadcrumbs leading straight to their weaknesses. Here's the truth. Revealing your plans is giving away your power. Every person you encounter is a puzzle, a mind that can twist your words, manipulate your moves, and strike where you are most vulnerable. If they know what you're aiming for, they can stop you before you even begin. History is full of examples. Kings, generals, leaders, those who succeeded were not the loudest or the fastest. They were the invisible strategists, the ones who let their moves speak for them. Caesar crossed the Rubicon in silence. Sun Tzu wrote that the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. How? By concealing intentions, by being unreadable, by being unpredictable. People today think honesty and openness are virtues in every context, but the harsh reality is not everyone deserves to know your mind. Some will use it to manipulate you, some will mock it, some will destroy it. Concealing your intentions is not deception, it is strategy. It is self-preservation. It is understanding that the world is not designed to protect your dreams, only to challenge them. Think about your daily life. Every time you announce a goal publicly, every time you tell someone your exact plan, every time you vent your ambitions, you invite interference. People will critique. People will sabotage. People will quietly hope you fail. Instead, keep your desires close. Let your work, your results, your subtle movements reveal them over time. Let others wonder what you are capable of. Let them underestimate you. And then, when the moment is right, strike with full force, unexpected, unstoppable, undeniable. The power of secrecy is simple. What is unknown cannot be countered. The less people know, the more control you hold. The less people predict, the more influence you wield. Your silence becomes armor. Your mystery becomes authority. Some will call this cold, calculating, or paranoid, but those who succeed in life, the ones who move through chaos untouched, know this truth. Visibility is a trap. Exposure is a weakness. Silence and discretion are the ultimate weapons. If people ask what you're doing, smile quietly. If people demand your plans, answer nothing. If people try to manipulate you into revealing your next step, remember this: your intentions are yours alone. Never loan them out. Never announce them. Never trust that anyone else will protect them. Rule 3. Master your emotions. People often think that emotions are signs of life, proof of authenticity, proof that they are human. But uncontrolled emotions are chains. They bind people to impulse, to regret, to chaos, anger, fear, jealousy, pride. These are not just feelings. They are weapons others can use against you if you cannot control them. A moment of rage can undo years of effort. A moment of fear can freeze action when it is needed most. Pride can blind you to reality. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Epictetus taught that people are disturbed, not by events, but by the views they take of them. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that it is not what happens to people, but how they react, that defines them. Mastering your emotions does not mean being cold or detached. It does not mean hiding what you feel for the sake of deception. It means having absolute authority over your inner world. It means responding, not reacting. It means observing yourself like a strategist observes a battlefield, calm, precise, calculating. People show their weakness in the way they explode, in the way they panic, in the way they plead. Do not give anyone that power over you. Do not allow your mind to become a weapon aimed at yourself. Here is the key. Pause before responding. Take a breath. Analyze the situation. Separate the fact from the interpretation, the action from the instinct. Every emotional reaction is a choice. Every controlled response is a step toward true power. Consider the battlefield of daily life. In offices, in relationships, in negotiations, in social circles, people act first and think later. They lash out, they panic, they overcommit, and in doing so they reveal everything. Those who remain composed, those who keep their cool, navigate life with subtlety, efficiency and authority. Do not mistake calm for weakness. The person who controls their emotions is untouchable in ways others cannot comprehend. Anger fades, fear dissolves, jealousy becomes irrelevant, pride becomes disciplined confidence. Your mind becomes an impenetrable fortress. The world will test you. People will provoke you, situations will attempt to unbalance you, and every time your mastery of emotion will be the difference between falling and ascending. Remember, emotional control is invisible power. The quieter you are inside, the louder your results will speak outside. The stronger your restraint, the more inevitable your influence. The more detached from chaos, the more unstoppable you become. Rule 4. Keep people dependent on you. Power is not just about what you know or what you do. True influence lies in being indispensable. People fear losing what they cannot replace. When people rely on you, they listen. When people need you, they obey. When people cannot imagine life without you, you wield silent authority over them. Dependency is not about manipulation or cruelty, it is about value. People naturally gravitate toward those who provide clarity, stability, insight, or results. The more irreplaceable you are, the less others can challenge you, the less they can ignore you, the more your actions carry weight. Think about it. In any group, office or circle, who holds real power? It is rarely the loudest, rarely the most visible. It is the one others cannot do without. The strategist, the fixer, the quiet force everyone relies on but rarely notices until they are gone. Here is the dark truth. People are blind to their own dependency until it is too late. They will complain, underestimate, even disrespect you, but the moment they face loss, they will come crawling back. Power thrives in that gap, in being silently needed, while staying in control of your presence. But beware, being needed is a delicate balance. Give too much and you become replaceable. Give too little and you are irrelevant. Strategically manage what you offer, when, and how. Let your absence be felt. Let your value linger like an echo that cannot be ignored. Dependency is also about perception. People should feel that without you, things would collapse, that solutions only exist because of your contribution, that your presence is the hidden gear making the system run. This is not arrogance, it is quiet influence, subtle yet undeniable. The Stoics understood this instinctively. They did not seek admiration or applause, they sought control over their own sphere, knowing that influence grows from the silent leverage of indispensability. Remember, the person everyone depends on is never the one shouting for attention. They are patient, they are discreet, they are deliberate, they act with precision, and when others realize what they cannot replace, power crystallizes naturally, effortlessly, invisibly. Control your role. Be the anchor. Be the unseen hand. Be the force that makes others' worlds function. In silence, your influence will become their necessity, and in necessity lies ultimate control. Rule 5. Guard your reputation like life itself. Your reputation is not just a reflection of who you are. It is a weapon, a shield, and a currency. People underestimate this. They think actions alone define them, but in reality what others believe about you determines how far you can go. One careless word, one public misstep, one unguarded moment, and years of influence can vanish. People judge before they know, they interpret before they understand. They assign value before you have a chance to prove yourself. And once a perception takes root, it becomes a lens through which every action is scrutinized. A single rumor, whispered in the right ear, can overshadow a lifetime of achievements. Guard your reputation with relentless vigilance. Speak little, move deliberately. Choose allies wisely. Protect the narrative of your life as if every detail were part of an unbreakable fortress. Because in a world where appearances can become reality, what they think of you often outweighs what is actually true. Do not confuse this with vanity. This is not about seeking approval, it is about survival. A ruined reputation is a vulnerability. Once others see you as weak, foolish, or unreliable, doors close, opportunities vanish, and influence evaporates. The Stoics understood this. They did not live to please the masses, but they guarded their integrity and honor as sacred assets, untouchable by gossip or malice. Here is the unspoken truth. People will try to define you before you define yourself. Friends, enemies, strangers, all will project their assumptions onto your name. And if you leave your reputation exposed, they will shape it for you. They will tell your story in their way, and suddenly, you are no longer the author of your life. Your task is simple yet brutal. Control perception without surrendering your essence. Let your actions speak louder than words, but ensure the world interprets them as power, not weakness. Let your silence, your composure, your calm decisiveness paint the picture before anyone else can. Even small errors can have catastrophic effects. A careless text, an unguarded moment online, a slip of temper, these are weapons in other people's hands. Once a perception is set, people rarely forget. And in a world driven by judgment, forgetting is a luxury no one can afford. Think like the Stoics. Your inner character is yours, but your reputation is the lens through which the outer world engages with that character. Protect it, manage it, and defend it as fiercely as life itself. Because when your reputation stands unshakable, others will hesitate before challenging you. When it is tainted, even your strength will be questioned. A guarded reputation is also freedom. The world respects what it fears and admires what it trusts. Make them trust in your power, respect in your choices, and fear in your ability to act without weakness. Let your name carry weight before you even enter the room. Rule 5 is clear. Never leave your legacy to chance. Every word you speak, every action you take, every connection you make must serve to fortify your name. A solid reputation is invisible armor, unseen, yet impenetrable. And when the world respects you silently, your influence becomes unstoppable. Rule 6. Always say less than necessary. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is strategy. People underestimate the power of withholding words. Every sentence you speak is a revelation, a footprint left in the minds of others, a spark that can ignite judgment, envy, or misunderstanding. People confuse talking with communicating, noise with influence, but the two are worlds apart. When you speak less, people do more than listen. They interpret, they wonder, they speculate, they fill in the blanks with your aura, your presence, your mystery. And mystery is magnetic. People are drawn to what they cannot fully grasp. They respect what they cannot control, and they fear what they cannot predict. Words are dangerous. Spoken recklessly, they betray intentions, reveal weaknesses, and ignite conflicts that never needed to exist. Words cannot be taken back. Once released, they live their own life, spreading faster than the speaker can manage. This is the cost of verbosity, a tax most pay without realizing it. The Stoics knew this. They valued thought over chatter, reflection over reaction. They understood that power often lies in restraint. The fewer the words, the sharper their impact. Speak only when your words carry weight. Speak only when clarity demands it. Speak only when your silence would be misinterpreted as weakness. This is not about fear. This is not about timidity. This is about control. Control over perception, over influence, over outcomes. People who speak less are rarely manipulated. They are rarely misjudged. They are rarely undermined, because the world does not know what to expect from them, and uncertainty is a weapon. Think of every conversation as a battlefield. Every word is a soldier. Deploy only the soldiers that serve your strategy. Leave the rest in reserve. Let your pauses become louder than your declarations. Let your silence speak with authority. People will sense the weight behind your restraint. They will lean in. They will notice. They will respect it. Here is a brutal truth. Over-explaining is weakness disguised as confidence. When you clarify too much, you reveal doubt. When you justify, you admit guilt. When you argue endlessly, you signal insecurity. Those who master the art of saying less reveal strength without announcing it. They dominate without fighting. And there is beauty in this discipline. In a world addicted to noise, in a culture drowning in opinions, restraint becomes revolutionary. When everyone is shouting, the quiet voice becomes unforgettable. When everyone is reacting, the unreactive mind commands attention. When everyone is spilling secrets, the disciplined mind remains untouchable. Rule 6 is simple, yet devastating. Speak with precision, act with deliberation, and let silence do the heavy lifting. Your words are ammunition. Do not fire indiscriminately. Make people lean into the gaps, into the unsaid, into the space only you control. There lies true power. Remember, the more you reveal, the more vulnerable you become. The less you say, the more control you maintain. Words can build kingdoms, or they can burn them down. Choose wisely. Rule 7. Never show all your cards. People reveal too much. They think transparency builds trust, but too much transparency builds vulnerability. Every thought shared, every plan exposed, every subtle ambition displayed is a window for someone to step through. People rarely attack what they cannot see. They rarely manipulate what they cannot predict. And the more you reveal, the more predictable you become, and predictability is the enemy of power. Think of life as a game of high stakes. Every encounter, every interaction is a hand of cards. Some hold full houses, some hold bluffs. If you show everything, you hand your opponents the advantage. They will read you, anticipate you, exploit you. But when you keep a card hidden, a secret tucked away, you control the uncertainty. You dictate the pace. You keep them guessing. And in guessing, they are weak. Power lies in selective disclosure. You do not need to reveal your ambitions. You do not need to share your vulnerabilities. You do not need to justify your choices. People mistake openness for honesty, but honesty without strategy is a trap. Reveal only what strengthens your position, only what supports your story, only what cannot be used against you. The Stoics knew the value of subtlety. They acted without broadcasting, planned without announcing, struck without warning. They understood that a silent move often commands more attention than a loud declaration. Every hidden card is a promise, a potential, a threat. People will try to guess it, worry about it, fear it, but they cannot control it, and control is the currency of power. This is also about patience. Those who reveal everything rush the process. They expose weaknesses before the moment is ripe. Those who conceal understand timing. They wait, they measure, they reveal only when the moment magnifies the impact. Restraint, discretion, and mystery create influence that words alone cannot buy. There is elegance in this strategy. People who never reveal all their cards are not unpredictable by accident. They are deliberately untouchable. Others may boast, argue, or flaunt, but the quiet, calculating presence always commands the room. The world notices, even when no one speaks of it. The world respects, even when no one admits it. Remember, every revelation is ammunition for someone else. Every confession is an opportunity for manipulation. Keep your hand close, your intentions measured, and your moves calculated. Let others overplay, overexpose, overcommit. You remain invisible, untouchable, powerful. Rule 7 is simple, yet lethal. Never reveal your full strength. Never expose your plans. Never show all your intentions. Keep your cards close, your strategy closer, and watch how people crumble against what they cannot see. Rule 8. Master the art of timing. People rush, they push, they act impulsively, thinking speed equals strength. But the universe does not reward haste. The universe favors those who wait, who observe, who strike at the moment the world least expects it. Timing is not about luck. Timing is about control, patience, and awareness. Every word spoken too soon can shatter influence. Every action taken too early can expose weakness. Every opportunity missed is a lesson in the cost of impatience. People who understand timing know when to act and, more importantly, when to remain silent. Silence is never empty. Silence is a weapon in the hands of the patient. It shapes perception. It bends expectations. It amplifies impact. Power is amplified by strategic pause. Leaders, visionaries, and those who command respect rarely move without thought. They calculate the ripple effect of every action, the unseen consequences that others ignore. They understand that the moment is the multiplier. A small act at the wrong time is wasted energy, but the same act at the perfect moment can shift perception, break resistance, and redefine reality. Look at life through this lens. People often react to events without understanding context. They speak before they know, act before they measure, reveal before they anticipate. The world rewards few, but it always rewards the timely. Even a whisper can dominate a room when it arrives at the exact instant tension peaks. Even a subtle gesture can command obedience when it lands with precision. Timing transforms ordinary moves into legendary ones. Stoics understood this intimately. They measured days, moments, and even breaths. They struck when the chaos around them reached a peak of vulnerability. They refrained when action would invite failure. They mastered the art of waiting without weakness, moving without haste, speaking without desperation. Mastering timing also requires perception of others. Understand their pace, their moods, their habits. Observe when they are distracted, when they are insecure, when they are overconfident. Then act, not randomly, not in panic, but surgically. Timing is a silent force, invisible but undeniable, shaping outcomes before anyone realizes what has happened. Rule 8 is clear. Rush nothing. Wait for the moment when impact is inevitable. Strike when the world is unprepared. Speak when your words cannot be ignored. Master timing, and life bends to your rhythm. Miss it, and even the strongest action becomes futile. Rule 9. Guard your energy. People waste energy. They give it away freely, in words, in emotions, in petty conflicts. They complain, they react, they chase validation, they burn themselves out, expecting the world to notice. The world doesn't notice. The world doesn't care. Energy is your currency. It is finite. It is precious. And yet people spend it on distractions, on arguments that mean nothing, on fears that are illusions. Guarding your energy is not selfishness. It is strategic preservation. It is the armor of the disciplined. Every word you speak, every action you take, every thought you indulge, these are investments. Spend them wisely or suffer the consequences. People who understand energy know the difference between a worthy battle and a meaningless noise. They know when to fight and when to walk away silently, leaving others exhausted while they remain unshaken. Energy leaks through anger, through jealousy, through overthinking. People argue over perception, over slights, over imagined threats. They waste hours reliving conversations that will never matter. They pour life into those who will never respect it. Do not be one of them. Learn to withdraw, to conserve, to redirect your energy toward creation, toward action that actually moves you closer to your purpose. Silence, again, is your ally. Each moment you resist reacting, each insult you ignore, each distraction you avoid, you store power, power that grows quietly, invisibly, until it is unstoppable. People who guard their energy choose battles that matter, not battles that gratify. They know that a calm mind, a steady body, and a focused spirit are more dangerous than rage or noise. Life will constantly try to drain you. Toxic people, endless obligations, the constant push of modern life, these are all energy thieves. Protect yourself like a fortress. Cut the unnecessary. Withdraw from chaos. Conserve your focus. Your strength is measured not by how much you can endure blindly, but by how wisely you choose what is worth enduring. Remember, energy is life. Guard it, cultivate it, invest it. Speak sparingly, act deliberately, move purposefully. People who guard their energy shape their reality. Those who don't are scattered, weak and forgotten. Rule 9 is simple. Your energy is your life force. Protect it. Waste it not on fools or noise. Invest it in yourself, in your craft, in your vision. Everything else is a distraction. Rule 10. Speak less, achieve more. People talk too much. They announce intentions they never pursue. They explain strategies that crumble under pressure. They boast, they argue, they seek validation, and in doing so they bleed their power. Words are not harmless. Words are weapons. Words can reveal weakness as easily as they can inspire trust, and most people wield them carelessly. True power is silent. It grows in the shadows. It moves unseen, unnoticed, like a storm gathering strength behind a calm sky. People who speak less create an aura of mystery, authority, and control. They let their actions speak louder than promises. Every silent moment is a declaration. I don't need to prove myself. I am already doing the work. Observe those who achieve quietly. They do not announce every goal. They do not seek applause for small victories. They execute, consistently, relentlessly, in ways that are invisible until the results hit with unstoppable force. People who talk constantly are scattered. Their intentions leak into the air. Their focus dissipates. But those who act in silence accumulate results, influence, and respect without begging for it. Speak less about your ambitions. Speak less about your battles. Speak less about your victories. Let the world see the outcomes, not the rehearsals. Let them wonder. Let them underestimate you. Then, when the moment arrives, the impact will shock and command. The silent few always have the loudest presence. Every word you utter should have weight. Every phrase should serve purpose. Waste words, and you waste life. Speak less, act more, move strategically. Let action, not noise, define your story. Rule 10 is simple, but lethal. Silence is power. Speak less, observe more, act with precision, and let your results announce you. Those who master this final rule become untouchable. People will follow, respect and fear what you achieve, not what you say. People often search for power in the wrong places. They shout, they demand attention, they chase recognition. But real power, the kind that changes outcomes, that moves mountains quietly, that commands respect without asking for it, lives in silence, discipline, and action. If you followed these 10 rules, You already know the truth. Control your mind before you control your world. Protect your energy. Speak less. Observe more. Choose your battles. Execute in secret. Let results do the talking, while others waste their lives arguing over words that don't matter. This is not a call to isolation. It's a call to mastery, to becoming someone who moves through life with calm authority, invisible until unstoppable. People will notice your power, not because you announce it, but because it cannot be ignored. So today, take a moment to reflect. How many words have you wasted that could have been action? How many moments have you spent reacting instead of observing? It's time to step into the silence, harness your power, and let the world feel your presence before they even hear your voice. If this resonates, don't just watch and forget. Like this video if you feel the weight of these truths. Subscribe to walk this path with me. Comment below and tell me which rule hit you the hardest, which one you're ready to live by. Engage with this, because your journey to unseen power starts with awareness, and your action today defines the influence you'll command tomorrow. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is strength waiting to be unleashed. Be the storm that whispers first, then strikes last.